So 2 pumps, a bump in your rump, and a glass of whiskey, or in my case, moonshine.
And that's how we're gonna kick this one off. Welcome back to WholeLottaLalwa, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
You got yourself another late night episode with a few drinky poos here.
Be gentle tonight, men.
Be gentle with your men. Be gentle with your men.
Yeah, it works both ways.
Be gentle with your men, and they will be gentle.
Men, be gentle. Be gentle.
You know what? I want everyone to hear this. Be gentle with your men, and your men will be gentlemen. Be gentle with your men, and they will be gentlemen. Seriously, think about that for a second.
You're going to...
All right. But yeah, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's WholeLottaLalwa. And tonight we don't really have like a topic or anything. We're just sort of kicking it old school.
Just kind of
having a few
brewskis.
Having a
few.
I mean, not brewskis, but you know, having a few drinky poos.
Drinky poos. There we go.
Having a few drinky poos. And just shooting the shit, you know. So what's been on your mind?
I actually want to shoot some shit. Have you ever shot shit?
You want to shoot like
shit?
I
feel like that would be satisfying.
In what sense do you mean?
Like actually shoot like make like a fucking like a patty. Right? Like you get like a ball of shit.
Like
and you throw it and you just fucking like
what kind of
shotgun, like a
human shit?
I don't know.
Dog shit, horse shit. What kind of shit are we?
It's got to be clumpy. It's got to like be able to stick together. So you get like a fucking like, you know, like a big old thing. So you can like throw it up and then poof, right, and shit goes everywhere.
You want to shoot
or a shit bomb.
You want to shoot with.
I guess that would be more satisfying.
You want to shoot.
It's like a shit grenade. Like a shitnade. Just
let's be clear. You want feces to rain from the sky.
I do.
And go everywhere.
Or if it's like a shitnade, right? Right? You can get a whole shitnado going.
A shitnade?
A shitnade. It's a grenade, but rather than shrapnel,
I got it. A grenade made from shit.
Fucking.
Yeah,
right,
no, I understood. I understood what a
shit
was.
That one.
The moment you said it.
That one is so that you can like.
Just didn't want to imagine it. I was trying to.
Picture this.
I don't want to picture it, is what I'm trying to say. I don't want to picture a shitnado.
Picture you this.
Because a shitnado sounds like just a tornado of shit.
Somebody breaks into your house, right? You're like, oh no, what do I do? So you hide under your bed, right? You hide under your bed. They come in your room, and then they're like, oh, he's got to be around here somewhere. Keep looking, right? And then you literally roll a fucking shitnade out from under the bed. They're like, oh, what's that? And they're like, what the fuck? And then it just explodes. It explodes and shit is just boom. It's just a shit explosion.
He said, no, just roll a fucking.
You just roll a shitnade out from under your bed and you just fucking boom. Shit goes everywhere. You're protected because you're under the bed.
Said, just roll a shitnade out from underneath. Because, yeah, that's my first instinct. Someone's breaking into the house. Honey, grab the shitnade.
Grab the shit. Exactly.
Honey, grab the shitnade.
Everybody's
got the bed.
Think about it. Everybody's got a gun nowadays. You're breaking into a house expecting a gun.
Get to the safe.
You ain't breaking in expecting.
Honey, get the kids to the safe room.
Blown up
I'll
with
get the shitnades.
You're not expecting to break into somebody's house and get a shit explosion.
I'm not expecting to have shit readily on hand if someone breaks into my house, Brendan. Are you?
That's why you have shitnades.
Do you have just a cabinet full of shit that you're ready to, at all moments, just drop under the bed and start whipping out?
I'm building my shitnade collection.
By the way, we started this cast off with what is it you said? 2 pumps and a bump in your rump.
2 pumps, a bump, your rump.
Yeah, and, you never quite explained that, by the way.
Who? Never explained that. Apple pie.
But I believe before we turn the mic on, we were having a discussion about. My question was, why the fuck do bartenders say, "What's your pleasure?"
Oh yeah.
Like when they ask you what you want to drink.
It's a pleasure.
If a bartender ever asks me what my pleasure is, that's gonna be my response.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Two
pumps, a bump, and your rump.
In your rump, out back in the alley, and I want it stat. I want it right now because I got here and I paid you and put it on my tab. That's 2 pumps, a bump, and a rump.
No, not.
Wait, is it our? Wait, we can't be taking a dump while we're pumping a bump.
2 pumps while taking a dump, getting a bump while putting it in your rump.
Getting a bump, like a bump of coke, or like are you bumping like? What are we bumping here? Are we bumping uglies? What are we?
Well, hey, I don't know.
What's bumping?
Well, see, I mean, I guess
is the
that's
music bumping.
I guess that's for your personal discretion.
That's for my rump to decide.
It's just it covers anything, and that's just your general.
What
right?
bumps?
2 pumps, a bump, and your rump.
That
So
sounds like a good Friday night to me.
Right.
2
now
pumps, a bump in your rump.
Now that could be taken a million different ways.
That sounds like a good Friday
That could mean
night.
a million different things at a million different times. That is a basis. What is your pleasure? 2 pumps, a bump in your rump. Boom. Hands down.
Okay.
I want 2
I'll
pumps.
say this.
Or bump.
I'll say this.
I want that rump.
I'll say this. Undeniably, that sounds like a good time for anybody.
Right.
I don't care what sexuality you are. I don't care if you're sober living. I don't care what you have going on in your life. If you're not down for 2 pumps, a bump in your rump, you and me cannot be friends.
But that's what I'm saying. Because it is exactly. It is so universal in its term.
Right.
It can be used for anything. It
2
can mean
pumps.
a million different things for a million
It
different
could
reasons
mean
at a million different
2 pumps could mean anything.
Right, 2 pumps of anything. A bump of anything. Whether it's fucking
a rump. I don't know what
your
else
rump.
that could mean.
I mean your rump is probably the one that's like, nah, man, I want your rump. I ain't trying to be all like. I'm not trying to be like.
The only thing that is not up for discussion.
I'm not trying to be vulgar and say like, oh man, I want that ass. No, man, it's just.
Right.
I want that rump though.
No, and this is your reply.
You got some humps, and I want that rump.
Going back to the discussion about the bartender, this is your reply to the bartender. You know, you can have. You tell him 2 bumps. What is it?
2 pumps.
2 pumps.
A bump.
No, two bump. Wait.
No, 2 pumps.
2 pumps, a bump, and your rump.
And your rump.
Right. 2 pumps, a bump, and your rump.
Because I want.
And you tell him you can have 2 pumps of anything. You can have a bump of anything, but your rump that is not up for debate.
Exactly.
You can give me
2 pumps of fucking vanilla. Right? Give me
pumps
2 pumps of vanilla and we'll get shit going. You want to bump some fucking music? All right.
Bump
you want
some music, pump some vanilla,
You want
but
to
your
bump some.
rump.
You want to fucking pump 2.
But either way, your rump is getting involved.
Right, exactly.
One
2
way or
pumps of
another.
vanilla and you want to bump some classical?
Alright, maybe we should.
All right.
we
But
should-
that rump, your rump is happening.
I'll leave.
All right, I'm down to debate.
I do wanna just hold on. Point
Get
out
into
that
more than
that
just the rump bump.
we've been here for almost 10 minutes, and all we've talked about is rumps, bumps, and shit grenades.
You forgot the pumps.
Rumps, bumps, pumps, and shit.
And your lovely
And
lady lumps.
and shit nades.
Shitnades.
Shitnado. Okay.
Shitnado.
I wanted to be pointed out. A shitnade and a shitnado are 2 very different things.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. You could create a shitnado with the shitnade.
You could, yes.
You just
could
fucking
create
boom, 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 and shit's just fucking a shitstorm.
swirling
A
and
literal shitstorm.
like
That's what I'm
Dorothy,
saying.
hide your fucking house. The shit is coming,
That-
and we are not in Kansas anymore.
That it literally, exactly. Somebody breaks into your house. They're expecting
Someone breaks into your
a
house,
weapon.
and you
They ain't
just
expecting you to
you just
fucking
throw shit in
transform
their
them
face.
into the shit realm, the realm of flying fecal matter.
All right.
All right, moving
So,
on. Topic has.
oh, I did have something that I kind of wanted to spout out of my
The shitnades, though.
on my
The
shithole.
That's a good idea, man.
All right.
If you got a shit name, even if you got one,
we'll keep that on tab for
you guys should back me up. And
yeah.
Who else would have a shit
that
name
idea
under the bed?
Support that idea. You can
put it in the link and wait. Can we make like a vote thing? Like well, I guess it's not like a YouTube, but like, you know what I mean? Like the vote, how different channels sometimes they have like the vote. Like, oh yeah.
I can try to find a way to set that up.
Something along.
But I think there's comments on Spotify. You can comment and
we'll figure something out.
I don't know. We'll figure something out. But either way, I don't think people really want to vote on your shit grenades. Moving on. Before we get to
so then that's the discussion. Should we have a topic or an episode or whatever the fuck on the shitnade?
No, we're not devoting. We are not devoting a whole episode of this show to your shitnade.
No, not just the shitnade, but the shitnado.
We have to move on from the shitnado thing, please. Right. We have to. I can't do any more shitnado.
All right.
It's like Sharknado. They should have stopped after the first one.
Right, but I haven't pushed it out yet.
Alright, moving on. So the topic I did actually kind of want to, like, I don't know, spout out. I was looking around and I don't know who might be a fan, who's not a fan, who is a fan, whatever. But they're bringing Dexter back. And
like the
yes. No, not Dexter the serial killer.
Right.
Dexter as in like Showtime.
Yeah.
He's a serial killer. He kills other killers. They're bringing the show back for a 9th season.
That's cool. I got really excited there for a moment, but it's okay. We can just move on from that because it's not a thing. Just continue with what you're saying.
All right. Anyway, I'm still just as excited for this.
Oh,
you didn't. I don't know how much of Dexter you got into, but Dexter was one of those shows that if you got into it, you were like so far in depth in it, like Sons of Anarchy.
Honestly, it was one of those shows that like I really wanted to and did enjoy what I saw, but because of my past, I just didn't really have time or access to.
No, life gets in the way of watching shows sometimes, but Dexter was a show.
I mean, for the past, I don't know, 6 months at least, or pretty damn close to it. I haven't had a TV to begin with.
Right. Well, anyway, so.
But yeah.
Dexter is one of those shows that is one of those it's a psychological thriller. It gets into your head, and it gets in deep, and you really end up understanding the character on a very fundamental level, like Sons of Anarchy, or any of these very psychological, very deep shows. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
But here's what I really wanted to discuss. So they're coming back after 10 years. And
it's really been 10 years?
It's been 10 years.
Holy shit. I didn't realize it's been that long.
Dexter is one of these characters that...
I'm fucking old.
Hear me out though. So this is the topic I wanted to discuss. Dexter is one of those characters, much like Jax, or probably the biggest example you know of is Heath Ledger's The Joker.
Yeah.
It's one of those characters that has so much to them in whatever way. And it doesn't have to be, not just because they're a psychopath or because they're psychologically twisted or whatever, but just has so much to them that the actor who plays them becomes that, ends up throwing themselves into that character so much that their personalities end up melding, and they sometimes can't tell the difference between different parts of their personality traits versus the character's personality traits.
Which unfortunately is what
happened
to
Heath Ledger. Yeah. Exactly. And the guy who played Jax has repeatedly said that he would never go back to playing Jax because he separated himself and that's it. He needed to get away from that character and he did. And he can't go back into it because for so many years that was him. That was his mindset. But here's the thing. Going into playing these characters, these actors, I'm sure they take pieces of themselves that they already have and they put it into these characters. So, my question is, how much of the character is influenced by the person and how much of the person is influenced by the character? And if so, after 10 years, how much of that character is still in that person and how much of that person is still in that character?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to get into.
So like the long like scenic route, but no, I get your point.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I definitely took a minute to explain what I was trying to say.
The scenic route.
I took the scenic.
It's cool. We all like a back road every now and then.
But so what do you think? How much of? So I guess the first question would be, how much of the character is the person? How much do you think they, I feel like
I can't really say because I haven't really watched it. Like I've seen the show. But
obviously. No, I'm not just talking about Dexter.
But I also haven't.
I'm talking about shows like this. I'm talking about.
Then on that note,
that's why I brought up Jax, Heath Ledger. I'm talking about these characters. Like if they were to bring Sons of Anarchy back, and they did convince him to play Jax again. It's been almost 10 years.
But
how do you think the character would change based on how much the person has changed? And how much do you think the person would change
based off that character?
Having to put themselves back in this character.
Well, it depends on that person and that role. Everybody's different, but for those people that really throw everything into it and like literally become that character, I mean, it's
the way
like to a point I feel like just kind of like you had said, like it's like you are that character, like a part of you is that. So to a point, to a sense, like I feel like okay, Johnny Depp, he has played 1,000 fucking roles. Okay,
yeah, and they're all different. They are
all different, and they are all spectacular in themselves. My point is, I feel like personally, for somebody as great as somebody like that, somebody like Heath Ledger, Johnny Depp, all those great actors. Those are all parts of themselves. Like every character Johnny Depp has played is a part of his personality.
Very true, but I also feel like these actors sometimes get hooked on one character, and it's sort of
because there is a personal connection to it. Because there is that personal, like that personality trait. I guess.
Now, and how much do you think of it is? They get the script, right? Knowing nothing about the show, they get the script and they see that this character is a lot like them, and they automatically connect with them. And how much do you think is over time, while playing this character, they become more like the character? You know what I'm saying? Are they already like the character, or do they become like the character because they played them? Is it nature or is it nurture?
And that is exactly the difference. That is the fine line between.
Probably one of the biggest examples, that though nobody thinks of it, Sam and Dean, Supernatural. Those two guys, they've been playing Sam and Dean. They've been not only Sam and Dean, but they've been playing brothers for 10 years, to the point where they are pretty much brothers.
Right.
You know what I mean? The actors, Jared and Jensen, they treat each other like brothers. They call each other, you know what I mean? It became very much, and something they said at the end of the show was, you know, it's amazing that a show about family became a family. You know what I mean? But that, not only that, but like Jensen Ackles, here's an example, right? His beginning of his career, he played on Days of Our Lives, a soap opera. Okay?
Yeah.
Now he's Dean. Now picture this, 10 years later, right? He's Dean fucking Winchester. Supernatural ran for 20 years. Or no, 15, 16 years. Sorry, it ran since like 2004, so 15 years. That's a fucking decade and a half. Now, you know, okay, obviously Jensen Ackles, he's from Texas, okay? So he's probably already kind of badass. You know what I mean? Like he's already, like, I'm not putting a general statement on it, like everybody from Texas is badass, but like everybody I've ever met from Texas is fucking badass, okay? Alright? But here's the thing. He played on a fucking soap opera when he was a teenager. 10 years later, he's playing Dean Winchester. He comes home, or not home, but he comes back to the hotel after a late night with Jared and the guys or whatever. And it's like 1 a.m. and he can't get into his hotel room. So he goes and anybody who wants to find this story and hear him tell it can find it on YouTube, by the way. But he comes home and he finds out that his key card doesn't work. And so he goes to the manager, the front desk manager, and he's like, you know, my card doesn't work. And now, I think they're in like France or something. So the guy's like, oh, no card work? So I go get, I know I'm butchering the fuck out of this accent. Don't
Anyway,
start
on.
with the hate mail.
Don't try your accent, just, anyway, get to the point.
So, they're in France, and so he goes to the desk, and, you know, gets the manager comes up with his MasterCard. The MasterCard doesn't work either, and he's like, I don't know. So, he calls the maintenance guy, who apparently was, like, sleeping or something, and the maintenance guy comes, and, he tries everything that they just tried and looks at Jensen and looks at the front desk manager and goes, I don't know. And Jensen goes, so you can't get in. And the front desk manager goes, no. And he looks at the maintenance guy and he says, and you can't get in. And the maintenance guy says, no. And he goes, okay, so I'm going to get in. And the guy, and both of them go, okay. And so he takes 3 steps back and boom! And now he meant to kick the fucking door off the fucking hinges, but what ended up happening was his foot just goes through the fucking door, and he has this big ass, he kicked like the whole panel out almost, and there's this big fucking and you can see pictures of it on YouTube, like I said. Look up Jensen Ackles kicks in hotel room door. It's funny as fuck. But that's my point, circling back. I know it takes a long way around sometimes, but my point circling back is that that's a very Dean Winchester thing to do. Okay, so you can't get in, and you can't get in, so I'm gonna get in.
And then
Boom.
puts his foot through the door and it's like, oh shit. That's literally a supernatural moment.
Right, and in a movie, the hero would kick the fucking door down. But in Supernatural, which is known to be funny sometimes and make fun of those action movies or whatever,
right, it's it's supernatural, but it's ironically based more in reality.
Yes. And Dean would go to kick down a door and end up putting his fucking foot through it, and that's how the demons would get the jump on him.
Right, exactly. His foot would be through the door, and they'd fucking be like, it's snag his foot.
Yeah, right, and he can't, like, get it unstuck.
He'd be like, oh, shit,
that'd be the moment. Yeah, that'd be the moment that get him fucked.
Exactly.
No, but I think that...
Oh, yeah, something's up on the computer.
Let me...
Please confirm something.
We got technical difficulties here, people.
Weekly maintenance, it looked like something. Alright, we're good.
So,
I honestly forgot that we were kind of recording there for a moment, which is great.
Anyway, yeah. Just shooting the shit. But no, I mean, I think...
Shit names, though.
Back to my original question, I think that, or my original, like, topic or whatever was, I think that they start off with pieces of their personality, and they take those to try to build this character, right? And then once this character is built, they sort of fall into that character.
Yeah.
But they have to build the character first, right? Because the character's not just, when you're talking about TV at least, a character's not just what's on the page.
Right.
You know what I mean? It takes an actor to bring that character to life in a certain way.
Right, exactly. It's just words on a page.
Right, and nobody can play that character exactly the same.
Right. Exactly. That's the difference between a book and a movie, is because in a book, you use your own imagination to create the story, what the character... Yes, you have the description, okay, long, flowing, black hair, whatever. You're using your own imagination to create the image or whatever. But when it comes to, like, a movie...
The actor is using their imagination to bring that character to life.
Exactly. Making that character reality.
I think the difference would be that...
for instance, a big one would be like Twilight.
When you're reading a book by yourself, you're using your imagination to bring all these characters to life in different ways. When you watch a movie, you're watching a group of people use all of their different imaginations to bring each of these different characters to life.
Right. It's not just one. Right, exactly.
Right.
A movie isn't just one person.
And that you can even go into an audiobook. The person who narrates the Dresden Files, for example, James Marsters, he played Spike in Buffy. Shout out to James Marsters.
Yeah.
Great actor. One of the highest paid in Hollywood.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
I
don't really know much about.
I don't either. It's just a fact that it's just one of those little fun facts that I know.
That's great. That's cool.
But anyway, James Marsters, he brings these characters to life in such a way that I can't picture. If they were to do a live action Dresden series, I can't picture anybody else but James Marsters playing Dresden. Even though they would have to change quite a few things about his appearance, you know. Well, maybe not too many things. He's got the jawbones and whatever.
Anyway.
I'm saying that he brings these characters to life in such a way that, like, I have a hard time picturing anyone else's voice.
Right.
Anyone else's
voices,
anyone else's inflections, anyone else's attitude. You know what I mean? Even though he's a male narrator, the way he brings the female characters to life and the way he voices them it's perfect for it fits, and he does it well, and I can't picture anything else.
Right.
It would honestly, it would be easier for me to picture. It would be easier for me to deal with some female actors taking over the roles, just because, you know, they actually have female voices and whatever. But as far as a lot of the male cast, I can't picture anything but James Marsters' versions of those voices, you know, yeah. and not just it's not just their voices either. It's the whole attitude, the whole inflection, the way the character's brought to life.
Right. The voice,
everything.
Pitch, exactly. I know two people do it exactly the same.
No, of course not. And so, which is why I think that there's and Dresden Files isn't the only series like this, but there's a lot of good book series that I think would have to be animated for them to get it right. Especially with the Dresden Files, because if they did the Dresden Files as an animated series, that would be perfect. Because you could just have James Marsters do all the characters. It'd be a lot of work for the guy, but you know, he'd get paid a lot.
Yeah, that would be badass too, though.
Yeah. We're getting a lot of shout outs here. Shout out Dresden Files. Shout out James Marsters. Shout out fucking Anime.
The Rock and his bottom, because every episode we have to.
Oh yeah, every episode we have to shout out The Rock and his bottom. Shout out to The Rock and his bottom. Yeah. Just overall.
Until he says hi or something. Until we get shut down because he doesn't want to hear it anymore.
Until
Every
he says
episode. Shout out to
The Rock.
The Rock and your bottom.
And your bottom.
All right.
Eventually he's gonna hit us up and be like, "All right, guys."
All right. That's a lot about my bottom.
It's a lot about my bottom. But yeah, I mean, he probably gets some type of like alert every time someone says his name.
The Rock?
Yeah. It's gotta be
okay.
online.
Is it like The Rock or like Dwayne Johnson? Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I don't know if you got the alert every time someone said The Rock, he'd have a lot of alerts of just like old hippie ladies with like geodes and shit.
Oh, that's a nice rock. Oh, The Rock. Exactly. It's like, oh yeah, pass the rock. Yeah. No, not that rock. That rock. The Rock.
The Rock at the bottom.
Grab me that. Not that. No,
the one at the bottom.
Right, the Rock.
The Rock at the bottom.
No, man. Dwayne The Rock
Bottom. I mean
Johnson. And his Dwayne The Rock Bottom.
There you go. There's your new name. Right. Dwayne The Rock Bottom.
Dwayne The Rock Bottom.
So what are we at for minutes here?
We are okay. 32, just about.
We're at 30. Wow.
Done by quick.
Huh. 32. Wow, that seems like not. I feel like we usually do a lot more. Yeah. I just feel like we usually do a lot more in a lot less in a lot more time.
Yeah.
We're sitting here.
It's because we try to be structured, and then when we try to be structured, we fail. So when we just kind of
we get
off, because we tend to trail off and go off and do our thing. So when we try to stay focused and we try to stay on topic, or we try to be structured, when we trail off, that fucks everything up. So then trying to wire back is what gets us.
And now, honestly,
something like this, where we just kind of come in and we just
shoot the shit. Yeah,
talk.
Exactly.
We just
honestly, I mean, this is kind of
because like yes, it has a point, but there's no like direct.
Right.
We're not trying to do a specific tier and break down and not venture out. We're not trying. We're just
right. And I mean, I feel like this is also a lot easier too. Like
it is because. And exactly, you were like, oh yeah, I had a point. You brought up the point, talked about it a little bit, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so in the future, let us, we're open to feedback. Let us know what you think. In one way or another, get in contact with us. You can
moderator.
Our moderator. Get in contact with us. Message us. You can message us. You can message me, Dylan Lawler, on Facebook.
Well, I mean, I hope that he knows how to get in touch with us.
No, I mean like anybody else. You can message me, Dylan Lawler, on Facebook. Or email us at whole.
Say do something. We'll have to create a thing. So
we'll create a personal. But for now, messages. anyone can personally message me on Facebook, because that I don't give a shit about. That's sort of my public, whatever. But as far as like fan mail or whatever, you can email us at WholeLottaLalwa@gmail.com, which is WHOLELOTTALAWA@gmail.com.
COM.
COM. That's how you spell com. Just in case you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen. So you can email us there and let us know what you think. What should we do more of? Should we do more, structured, like tier lists and games and stuff like that? Or should we do
should we just tickle the tits a little bit?
Sorry. Should we do some more like just these, where we're just sitting, shooting the shit, talking, having a few drinky poos, whatever.
Exactly. Just tickling the teats, we're just milking.
You know, just sitting here tickling the teats, you know.
Exactly. Tickling the teats.
So
just milking.
What do you want? Let us know. Email us or message me. Let us know what you think.
Because I don't know about you. Nice glass of milk is nice every once in a while.
Yes. All right.
I fucked that whole thing up.
We're just gonna tickle some tits. I mean, tittle some tits, and
tickle some teats to milk it. All right. So we're at 30, just about 36. Do you want to continue or cut it out?
I don't. Well, I mean, we sort of have already.
All right. Yeah. So do your outro, I guess.
You just want to plug the end and.
Yeah. We'll
all right. Yeah. So.
See how it goes.
One more time. This is WholeLottaLalwa. This is a short episode where we're just shooting the shit. Again, let us know if you want more of these episodes where we're just shooting the shit and whatever, or you want more structured ones, or you want both, whatever. I'm Dylan Lawler. You can find me here on WholeLottaLalwa podcast, which you can listen to on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, and RSS.com.
Also regular Google.
Yeah, you can just type us into Google and find us on there, but it'll be through one of those sites that I just mentioned. And you can find me also at my YouTube channel, Dylan Lawler, DYLANLAWLER. I play video games on there. I do a lot of live streams.
I don't think you've mentioned it before, but I'm pretty sure his profile picture is just a green D.
Yeah, it's just the
D.
It's just
the
D.
D.
It's just
the green D.
It's just a D. Just giving you the big old D.
I think you might be sick. It's green, but
it's simple. Yeah, my D is green.
It's just basic.
Yeah, I might need to see a doctor. Anyway, yeah, come check me out on YouTube. Come check me out at the WholeLottaLalwa podcast. One more time for y'all. That's spelled WHOLELOTTALAWLA. Peace out, y'all.
Yeah. This has been WholeLottaLalwa with Brendan Lala. And I'm probably going to start monitoring the WholeLottaLalwa email a bit more. I'll probably focus on that because I still don't really do much else.
Right.
Like, I don't post anything on TikTok. I don't post on YouTube, really.
He's our email guy, so you want to get in touch with us?
Yeah. Shoot us a message, and I will reply or take your comments, questions, concerns.
And if we get enough of them, whatever. we could even do an episode where we just answer people's shit.
Yeah.
That would be a great
question. A Q&A.
Yeah.
A Q&A thing. Yeah. Cool. So.
All right, guys. That's a WholeLottaLalwa just chilling out, and one more cheers for the road, guys.
All right. Have a good one.